Hi, I'm Vlad Tikakov with Point Grey Research, and we're here at the Vision Show in Stuttgart, and I'll be telling you about our demonstrations that we're showing this week. First of all, we have the Fleet 3 camera, which runs at, which uses 1.3 megapixel Sony CCD running at 30 frames per second, and it's a gigabit Ethernet camera. And it's connected to a PC running Halcon software, finding barcodes on these Fleet 2 spinning cameras. Next, we have probably what's the most exciting camera that we're showing here, which is USB 3 Fleet 3. And we are showing two models here. One of them is a color CMOS, Sony CMOS sensor-based camera running at 1080p. And the sensor itself is actually a 2.8 megapixel sensor capable of running up to 50 frames per second. And the other one is Cypress Vita sensor, which runs at 1.3 megapixel at 150 frames per second. And all this data is seamlessly transferred to one PC using USB 3. Next, we're showing our new Grasshopper Express camera, which is using the Sony 674 sensor, which is a 2.8 megapixel sensor that is capable of running at up to 50 frames per second. And what we're doing here is we're actually showing a demonstration in a sort of a dark box where we have between 3 to 5 lux illumination, and we're comparing the sensor to the ICX285, which is one of the most sensitive sensors Sony is making for industrial machine vision. And what we're seeing is that the performance of the 2.8 megapixel sensor is actually quite similar in terms of sensitivity and signal to noise to the ICX285. And this sensor is also capable of running at 1080p 60 as well. What we're showing here is our Bumblebee 2 camera bundled with the Claron Technology software for 3D tracking. And what we're doing here is we're using a stereo vision camera to track objects which can be recognized and actually tracked in 3D. So this is actually, I believe, some sort of a surgical instrument, which when I put it into the field of view of the camera, it actually identifies it immediately based on the markers. And then what it does is it actually tracks it in 3D based on, by matching and triangulation between the images. So what the software is actually doing is tracking these two markers, and then after identifying what instrument this is, it's also virtually placing an arrow where the tip of the instrument is. In this little corner here, we're actually showing where the tip of the instrument is, and there's a little crosshair where it shows you where the instrument is. Now this little piece here is not done optically by looking at the tip. Instead, it's done by looking at the markers. So even if I was to cover the tip, it'll still be there. So this is an example of a great collaboration between us and one of our customers who makes the software to do extremely reliable 3D tracking for minimally invasive surgeries. At this demo here, what we're showing is our Gazelle camera, and this is a camera link camera that is using the new Simosa sensors, which are 2K by 1K running at 340 frames per second, and 2K by 2K running at 150 frames per second. And the demonstration here is the camera is looking at the fountain where the water is obviously falling down, and then we're playing in slow motion the water going up. So you can essentially, by looking at this demonstration, see the sensitivity and the speed of the camera as well as the sharpness of the image. So I hope that you enjoyed the explanation of our booth. And if you would like further information, you can go to ptgrey.com/vision2010, where we have a virtual booth and all the demonstrations are explained in detail. Thank you.